So today, we're diving into the perspective of a content creator who's raising a red flag about a huge trend among young people in India, these so-called casual relationships. The big question she's asking is this all just harmless fun, or is there something way more dangerous going on?
And that's really the core of it, isn't it? Are we talking about harmless fun, or is there a serious downside that nobody's really talking about? Let's get into her argument and see what she has to say.
Okay, so first things first, why are so many young people jumping into these relationships in the first place? Well, according to this creator, it's often not about a real, genuine connection.
In fact, she says the single biggest driver is just good old-fashioned peer pressure. You know, that feeling that you're being left behind, that maybe something's wrong with you because you're the only one in your group who's single.
And she paints a really clear picture of this. Imagine it's Valentine's Day at school or college, and your friends are teasing you, asking why you couldn't even find one person. She argues that kind of constant pressure, it really starts to get to you, and it can push you into something you're not actually ready for.
And this leads to her core point. A relationship stops being about feelings and starts becoming a status symbol. She uses this really powerful analogy, saying that having a partner today is like what owning a scooter or a bicycle was back in the day. It's not a luxury anymore, it's seen as a basic requirement just to fit in.
So what happens when you get into a relationship for these reasons? Well, she breaks down the consequences. And she starts with the impact on young men. The main danger she sees for them is a total loss of direction.
What she's saying is that a lot of guys get so caught up in the social game of it all, the competition to get the best girl, that they completely lose sight of what's important. Their focus just shifts away from school, from their career, from their actual future, all for the sake of winning this social contest.
She also brings up a very specific dynamic that she's been seeing. You have older guys, maybe around 22, going after much younger girls, like 15. And she points out that this gap in age, in maturity, and confidence, it can create a really serious power imbalance from the very beginning.
Now, she definitely sees risks for boys, but this is where her warning gets really urgent. When she starts talking about the dangers for young women, she argues that the stakes are just so much higher.
She lays out this pretty terrifying downward spiral. Look at these 4 steps. It all starts with step 1, just connecting with the wrong person. But that can quickly lead to step 2, where a girl is misused or even blackmailed. And from there, it becomes step 3, living in constant fear. Until finally, you get to step 4, where she says the person is just completely trapped. And it's not just about the risk of being exploited. The creator points out another huge danger, this deep emotional dependency. She goes so far as to call it an addiction, where a girl feels so lost after a breakup that she feels this desperate need to find a new partner right away, which just traps her in a really unhealthy cycle.
Okay, so this slide right here, it really boils her whole argument down. For boys, the biggest risk is getting sidetracked and losing focus on their future. That's serious for sure, but you can recover from it. For girls, the risk is exploitation, blackmail, and, in her exact words, being completely ruined. The contrast is just so stark, and it's the absolute core of her wanting.
So with all these heavy warnings, what's the solution? I mean, what are you supposed to do? Well, she doesn't just point out all the problems. She actually offers a clear way forward.
And the alternative to a casual relationship isn't no relationship at all. It's a serious one. What she means by that is a relationship that's actually built on respect and real feelings, not just trying to fit in. It's about 2 people who are genuinely committed, not just playing some kind of social game. So her final message is super direct. If you're going to be in a relationship, make it a meaningful one. She uses the phrase derail, which is all about staying within your boundaries, knowing your limits, and respecting yourself. And above everything else, she says never ever lose sight of what truly matters, your education and your future.
At the end of the day, her warning is pretty intense. So we'll leave you with the same question she asks her audience. Is this a much-needed wake-up call about the real dangers of modern dating? Or is it maybe an old-fashioned view that doesn't trust young people to make their own smart choices? What do you think?